Well, we thought the idea originally was they were too fast for us to catch, but actually they weren't. They cruised at 370. Tempest get about 440 flat out. You can't fly flat out all of them. You cruise about 300 just on. But you could push it up at 440 if they push you. You have to. You couldn't fly at 440 all the time. Use all your fuel about 40 minutes. We had a patrol up. Then another. Say one story. You got two in the cockpit. They were sat in the cockpit for an hour, and if anything happened and the others were sort of too much active, they'd be sent off. And then you had two at 15 minutes and two at an hour. And as one lot went, you moved up. So it was quite a reasonable system. Normally we had patrols from Eastbourne, Hastings to Rye, and Rye up to Folkestone, as far as I remember. But you couldn't scramble and catch it by the time you got out of bloody England Island. That would be impossible. So you had to have standing patrols, and they'd tell us where they were crossing. And what you'd aim to do if the weather was good enough, get 1,000 feet. You could cruise at 300, and so you saw it. You shove the nose down, open up. You could overhaul it then. The first one I shot down, I shared with Beeman. Yeah, we were vectored onto it. We were flying up the channel, and this thing we crossed our nose, and we turned after it, and I was on the inside, so I had a lead on it. And we went straight over Dover, and they fired a flying bomb up near it. It wasn't a damn flying bomb. And we caught it up at Faversham. And I hit it and put the jet out. It slowed. I had to brake or run into the damn thing. I turned around, and B-Man fired at it, but he's told me his gun sight was US, and he didn't hit it. And I went in and had another bang at it and knocked it down. But that was the first one I shot down. When I hit it, blew up. I was about 800 yards behind it, and the fuel went up. I went straight through. Burnt the dope off the aircraft, burnt the rudder. But the aircraft still flew. I was closing on it. I didn't hit it the first thing. I hit it a bit late on it. I went back on patrol, and I thought the aircraft was all right. The dope was burnt, but it seemed to be flying. And I got back on patrol where we were, and Bob Moore flew alongside me and said, "Return to base." And I said, "Well, I didn't know what the hell was out of the aircraft." And all he would say is, "Return to base." He wouldn't say anything else. And I didn't know the hole in the rudder. And I took it about 12th out and put the wheels down, put the flaps down, and threw it around. I thought, if it breaks up, I can get out up here, but if it breaks up low down, I won't. I was a bit apprehensive coming into land. What the hell's the matter with the damn thing? But it flew perfectly. After the rudder, it flew just as well with the whole rudder, actually. I had one blow up that was further away. That didn't bother. That broke up. The aircraft broke up in the air. But normally they go in. And what I used to do, when it went down, I used to turn on the side, because it's quite a kick. It was about a ton of bomb blowing up, and you're only about 1,000 yards from it. It's a fair way, but it's quite a thump. And if it comes up and you're a plant to it, it really bangs the air. I used to roll down his side, and I think it took some of the shock it took and slid up the wing at the fuselage. Well, I chased one, and I couldn't hit the blast for some reason. I got up to Westmoreland Aerodrome, where the Spits were there. We were stationed there one. And I fired, and I hit it there. I saw it go down, and it was spinning like that. And I looked down, it was right over the damned aircraft, over the aerodrome. Bloody hell, what a place to shoot it down. And it went in between the sergeant and officer's mess. Nobody was killed.